Welcome to the Jeff Canada Show. But if you're going to get your feelings hurt, you might need to turn this shit off.
Hey, folks. Welcome to another episode of the Jeff Canada Show. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. As usual, my name is Jeff Canada, and I'm a Texas country singer, songwriter, shit talker, entertainer, podcaster, disruptor, however you want to look at that. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in again to another episode. This is what I'm doing now is I'm kind of getting on and just talking a little bit about what's going on with me before the episodes. And so this week coming up, I have on February 1st, I'm playing at the Goose's Acre at 6 o'clock. Goose's Acre is a spot in the Woodlands, Texas. It's on the waterway. It's a bar that I played at every Wednesday for 15 years. I love it there. It's always fun. It's always a hotel crowd. It's a new crowd every time. People hear me from the waterway and they come in. Go check it out. I'll be there on Thursday. I'm going to do the first Thursday of every month. Pretty stoked about having that booked up for the year. At first, I was kind of worried because I thought it was like a step back. But, man, it's not a step back. A show's a show. You meet new folks and you make new fans at every show. So you just got to do it. On February 2nd, I'll be back at J Bar M Barbecue in Houston, Texas. It's in East Downtown over by the stadium. Great spot, great food, great staff. Enough parking. You don't have to park on the street. They got security, everything. So it's a really good time. Free show. I play at 7:30. And then February 3rd, Henry's Hideout is opening back up. That's out there by the Texas Renaissance Festival, out there in Plantersville, that area. I don't know exactly what town. I don't know exactly what town it is, but it's out there, and some guys opened it back up, and it's going to be a huge honky-tonk. It's the horniest place in Texas. When you go in there, there's tons of antlers hanging down. It's a really, really cool spot. It was open for years, and then it's been shut down for years. Really, really stoked about checking out that spot. My buddy Zach United is going to be the house DJ over there. Harley Ray is playing over there Friday night. I'll be there on Saturday for their grand opening weekend. It's going to be a hell of a time. I'm going to have a good time, so can't wait to get over there and mess with those folks. So one thing I wanted to talk about on this episode, I'm going to try to do something every episode to just kind of talk about, but one thing I want to talk about this week is venues that do not promote. I don't understand it, first of all. I don't understand why a venue would want to spend the money on live entertainment and make that investment, but not make the small time investment that it takes to update their website with what's going on, as well as their social media. I think you're doing a huge disservice to yourself. I think you're doing a huge disservice to your patrons, and I think you're doing a huge disservice to your live entertainment. Even now, if your live entertainment is background noise and people aren't coming there to see the live entertainment, and you just have somebody there playing a piano or somebody, and I'm not knocking it, but like there's a place in here called Fieldings, and there's Republic Grill and places like that around Houston that they just have musicians in there playing. Well, nobody's really coming to see those musicians, right? So those aren't the bars I'm talking about. The ones I'm talking about are the ones that actually make the investment to put on a live show somewhere. If you have live music and it's not that background shit, you need to promote on your social media. It's very simple, and anyone can do it. Anybody on your staff can do it. You can give them the autonomy to do it. You don't have to hire a $300 or whatever PR person. It's very, very simple. But I'm telling you right now, if you're the kind of place that only posts today's specials, well, guess what? The only people you're going to get in there are people that want to skinch and eat today's specials. You got to promote what you got going on your bar. There's a lot more about running a bar than just opening up and selling drinks and food. You have to give people an environment on where they want to hang out. And the best way to start that process is being very good about your social media. You don't have to be great. You don't have to be badass. You just got to be good. You just got to consistently post 2 or 3 times a day what's going on in your establishment for that day or what's coming up this weekend. I have played tons and tons and tons of shows where the venue didn't even make a simple Facebook post. There's tons and tons of places out there that you log on. There's no events page on their website. You don't know where they're playing. That needs to be fixed. Like, you need to promote what you have going on in your bar if you want people to come out and go to your bar. You know, I don't think it's fair for some of these venues to be like, well, it's 100% up to the artist to bring the people. Yeah, okay, that's cool. We'll bring people out. But did you post on your page? Did you set up the artist for success that night? The answer is probably no, and it's probably you haven't put that much thought into it, and that's okay. I understand. You're bar owners, you're bar managers, you wear a million different hats. You know, if you're having someone book your place and you're not doing the booking yourself, then have them do the social media. They're making 10% off the artist. They can at least go in and update your Facebook page. Make them do the flyers. You know, they're getting paid to book these guys. Make them earn that money. If you're paying someone to do it, they should be doing that. If they're not, you're paying for something that you're not getting, and it's just not right. So we need to be better about posting on social media if you're a venue out there. Same thing if you're an artist. If you're an artist and you're not posting on social media multiple times a day, then stop complaining about you being shadow banned or no one sees your shit. That's the way social media works. It works based off of who is putting the most stuff out there and who's getting the most interactions. And if you're posting 5, 10, 15 times a day, you're going to get more interactions than those people that just post once a day or once a week. I go see so many artist pages and all they have is their flyers posted. Guess what, man? If all you're doing is posting flyers, you're not going to get any engagement, and no one's going to see your shit. If your photos have text on them, they don't get pushed. It's just the way it is. You know, you got to just put stuff out there. Not only that, your fans want to fall in love with who you are, not where you're playing. So let them know who you are on social media. Use social media as the tool that it is designed to use it for. But don't complain about how much it costs. Don't complain about people not seeing your shit. Just do the work. I can promise you, since I started doing what I'm doing, this whole thing, I've had 3 posts go viral in the last 3 months. One of those was 1.7 million views, thousands and thousands of comments, thousands and thousands of likes. That didn't happen until I actually sat down and started working my ass off on social media. You have to do it. That's venues and artists. Please start using social media more. Please have your events on your website. Like, if I want to go see who's playing at your spot, I want it to be easy. I don't really want to go to Facebook and scroll down to find out who you posted about. Even if you did post about them, I want to go to your website and be like, okay, here's what they got. Not only that, I might go to your website, see who you got tonight, and then see who you have 3 weeks from now. It's on there. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to go there that night. So we got to do better about that. That's just one thing that I think would really, really, really help the industry a lot, and it also help your bar. So just, I don't understand the lack of give a fuck when it comes to that stuff. So let's see if we can get better about that. You know, I challenge you out there, whoever's watching this, to just do a little bit better today than you've been doing on your social media. Okay, so one thing I want to start, well, enough of that shit. One thing I'm going to start doing, I'm going to try to start doing on this thing is I'm going to get back to my artist spotlights. So to this week's artist spotlight is a guy by the name of Joey Collins, and he's out of Pensacola, Florida, I think, maybe Alabama, I can't really remember. He came down and met me for the first time and opened up my show last week at Sawyer Park Ice House, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it is. And him and his girlfriend or wife, I don't know, man, I should probably do more better research before I do an artist spotlight on somebody. But the point is, this kid is killer. Their harmonies were on point. He had everybody engaged. Whenever he got back on stage and sang with our band, Can't You See, dude, he blew me and he blew Daniel Andrews off the fucking stage. He was incredible. He just released a song called Better Man that I am absolutely in love with. It's a little bit slower of a tune, but man, it is such a good song. And I don't know if this is his first release or not. It's the only one that's on Spotify. I highly, highly recommend y'all giving him a follow. I'm going to play his song right now on here, and y'all check it out. And then after that, the episode will start. So once again, thanks for tuning in to the Jeff Canada Show. Y'all check out Joey Collins, and let's see if we can use our social media better. That's really the message of the day. So here we go. Here is Joey Collins with Better Man.
Think the blues become my favorite color, 'cause he's a feeling that I feel the most inside. Wish that I could trade it for another, but I always seem to lose that fight. And I wish I was a better man, one who's fair to hold your hand. But for now, I'll just do the best that I can and hope it's enough. I hope I'm enough. 8 hours, thought that he knew the man I was gonna be. This Richie failure in the mirror keeps staring back at me. Maybe if he were gone, you'd finally be free. I wish I was a better man, one who's fair to hold your hand. But I'll keep on doing the best that I can and hope it's enough. I hope I'm enough. I wish I was a better man, one who's fair to hold your hand. But I can't change who I am, and it's not enough. I'm not enough. It's not enough. I'm not enough.
I think it's cool.
Utility.
All right. You ready for this?
Ready.
I have my friend, and I say friend, I've never fucking met him before. I could probably hate him after this podcast, but I have my friend Luke Prater. Is it Luke Prater or Luke Prater?
Prater.
Luke Prater. All right, it's Luke Prater.
As long as you say Prater, we'll be friends.
He fucked me because he called you Prater, and I was like, oh, you bitch.
It's a joke, kind of.
I like those jokes.
People get me.
Tell me about the joke. What's the joke?
Nothing. Thirsty Horse in San Antonio. We played 3 sets, and the first one we do like a intro walk-on thing, and he was like, "Okay, we're gonna introduce you over the mic." He was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Luke Prater." I'm like, "Okay, sweet." So then after the first set, I went up to the sound guy. I was like, "Hey, it's Prater." It's like, "I've known you for years, man. Like, it's Prater." And he's like, "Okay," and then did it again. And at that point, I think it was intentional. And then I think the last set he said Prater too. So
Prater, Prater.
whatever. I've been called worse.
I had a world geography teacher in high school mispronounce my fucking last name like halfway through the school year.
Canada?
Kanata. And it's like, motherfucker, you literally look at a map for a living. Like, that's your fucking job, is to look at a map. Have you ever called that country that's north of us Kanata?
No. I don't talk about that country much, so.
I'm just talking about, like, her. Like, you're a world geography teacher. Dude, I had the most fucked up high school. My English 3 teacher, English 3 was a foreign exchange teacher from Germany.
Oh.
She could barely fucking speak English. And she's teaching me, dude, small town schools are so fucked up.
Where'd you go?
Splendora, Texas.
I don't know where that is.
It's, yeah. Just follow the meth trail. You'll find it.
We got some of those down around San Antonio,
Go
too.
down the yellow meth road, and you'll find the whole town. So we also have his band, and I'm assuming girlfriend?
Wife.
I don't know. Oh, okay, well, guess what? Us single people, we always assume girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
All right? And if you're married, you always assume wife, I think.
Fair.
Is that because people Candace my wife all the time, which I don't care. She pretty much is. But, like, I always say girlfriend. I don't know why. How old are you?
24.
Oh, maybe because I don't see 24 years old should be not allowed to be married yet.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
fair enough. Not the first time I've got it.
Can't even rent a fucking car yet,
Can't rent a car?
right? You gotta be 25 for that, right?
I rented a car in Nashville.
Oh,
They'll take your money just fine.
oh. I thought you had to be 25. Am I imagining that?
No, I thought that was the thing too. I think they gave us like a fee, right? Like
Oh.
an extra adolescent fee. Mm.
Adolescent fee at 24. That's a slap in the face, man. I don't know. I think everybody's retarded till they're 25.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. I'm
How old
here.
are you, Drew? 28. See? He's just now not retarded.
I think we got wires crossed with Drew.
I know somebody asked me yesterday, because yesterday was my birthday, and they're like, hey, how old are you? And I said, 45. I feel like I'm 80, and I still act like I'm 16. So that's pretty much describes everything about me.
There you go.
Yeah. So where are you from?
Lavernia, Texas.
Where the fuck's that?
Right?
Oh.
Outside of San Antonio. You know where Floresville is?
Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes from there.
Oh, cool. And you live there now?
She's a teacher there in Lavernia, and we just moved a couple months ago to St. Hedwig, Texas. You know where that is?
No.
It's like between Lavernia and I-10,
Okay.
which is about 20 minutes away.
Gotcha. So out west,
Yeah, something like that.
southwest.
Something like that. I don't know. Which way would it be? Yeah, it would be north, I guess. North towards I-10. I don't know. It's over there.
From here, it's west.
Oh, yeah, from where we are
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's way out west, bro.
way out.
That's way out west.
You've been way out. That ain't way out.
Yeah, I've been all over this fucking state.
I hear you.
So are you touring all over
Yes, sir.
Texas, playing
Texas.
shows?
New Mexico, Oklahoma, everywhere.
Do you have a day job, or is this all you do?
I work in the oil field, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So you can actually fund yourself.
I got to.
Yeah,
Nobody else is gonna.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. Since I've been playing music full time for a living since 2006, haven't had a job since.
Hell yeah.
But it's a motherfucker, dude. It's just such a grind to stay busy and to make enough money to pay your bills. You know.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you're older, or if you're more, because like the older you get, the more toys you get, the more child support you get, the more house notes and all that kind of stuff. The bigger the bills get, I guess. And so, when you're 24 or 25 and I see people that are that age and they're not married and they don't have kids and they're like acting like it's the end of the fucking world, I'm like, man, y'all like suck it up, dude. You have no idea what real life's like. So,
Plenty of time.
but you're married and working in the oil field, and that's good too, because I was just talking to, who was I talking about? Man, I forgot his name last night on the intro too. But Josh Stuckey, he's a relatively new musician, but he was a captain in the Army as a medvac pilot during Iraq, and then he went to work for the government. So he's had this whole life experiences before he became a musician, right? And a lot of musicians are the opposite. Like they graduate high school, they just start playing music for money, and so they've never had a real job. They've never had to deal with real consequences. They've never had to. So it's cool that you're working in the oil field, because at least you can know how business works. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I moved out at 18, doing it full time. I started gigging when I was like 14, and then got this job about a year and a half ago, like Monday through Wednesday, like very flexible.
Cool.
but, like safety,
yeah,
and it helps for sure.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Either try to get enough money for this podcast to be sponsored. That's why I'm trying to have famous people on like you, and then and so if I can get enough sponsorship for this, then I want to put out like 3 of these a week and then play where I want to play, as opposed to what I've had to do for the last 20 years is like play. No, I can't turn this down. I can't turn that down. No, sorry, babe, I can't go on this vacation. Sorry, I can't do this. Sorry, I can't do that. I got to go work. It's just it's a hard business, man. And so if you got anything that can supplement the income, it just makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were on the line with Corliss when we rolled up, but we were just talking about like
Corliss from Maverick Radio, College Station.
Yeah.
Love her, dude. She's
what's
awesome.
up. She's very cool, very supportive of our stuff, which I'm grateful for.
She's a fucking ball of energy all the time.
I know, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
No, we were just telling her like, if you don't have daddy's money, like you got to do something. Like, it's nice with my job and she works. We pay for our life, and then music, you could write a blank check for music. I mean, there's enough equipment, recording costs, radio, freaking advertisement, whatever. You could spend as much money as you had. So it's nice. Like, we're going to go out this weekend. We're going to make however much we're going to make, write them their checks, and then whatever I profit, goes right back to the music account. Doesn't go to our account. Our account's fine. So that's good. That supplements for not having a daddy's money or rich uncle or whatever.
So let's talk about daddy's money for a second. That's a good, because I don't think we've talked about that topic on this podcast.
Don't get me started.
But here's a question: why? Let's get started. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
Why do daddies give their little boys money?
No, why is daddy's money such a negative thing in this industry? Like, and this is the reason I asked that, because there's not a single one of us that would not take daddy's money if we had the opportunity.
For sure.
You know, so Tyler McCollum, Parker's brother, is a friend of mine. And, you know, Parker got a lot of money put behind him because his grandparents, they owned a concrete company or something. And,
right.
And he had a lot, and that's why that's not why he is where he is. He's a talented guy, but he, you know, he got a leg up because he's part of the Lucky Sperm Committee. You know what I mean? He's part of one of those families that's wealthy. And so, but why do we as artists that don't have daddy's money, why do we talk shit about artists that have daddy's money?
Why do we? Well, so I always preface this conversation with, like, this business is such a pain. Anybody who can get a leg up, good on them, right? It's such a pain in the butt business. But from the perspective of you or I, without daddy's money, have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning on Monday to drive to the middle of nowhere to work my ass off, right? To pay the bills, to fund myself. So it's more of a, I don't know.
I would say it's a jealousy thing.
Yeah, sure.
That's the way I see it, because it's like, I wish I had daddy's money. Like, I wish that I didn't have to fucking work as hard as I have to work to.
I think there's a pride behind. I mean, on the opposite side of the jealousy, I think there's a pride behind everything in that trailer I own. You know?
Yeah, that's for sure too. And you don't owe anybody money, and you don't have to, you know, listen to anybody, any outside influence. You can do whatever you want. I get that. Somebody brought up Parker the other day to me, and they were just like railing on it, and they were just like, you know, money, and I'm just like, there's not any of us that wouldn't trade where we are for. I mean, I would love to have daddy's money. You know, I've been working my ass off for 20 years. I would love to get to be able to go on a vacation or you know, not work my ass off for a week. You know, because the way I am right now, if I don't play a show in a week, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I got to play 3 shows a week or I'm fucked. Really, that's how I look at it. So, I don't know. I was just wondering, because when you said daddy's money, it was like, oh, he's got that same little. Because I used to be that way too, but after being in the industry like I am, and like hanging out with people in Nashville and hanging out with, it's just, I don't know. I think life is hard, no matter what. I think having daddy's money has its own set of challenges, and I'm sure that they look at people that don't and be like, man, I wish I didn't have all this attachment. I wish I didn't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I think just life on this planet is fucking hard. It's hard. For everybody. Like, I don't care who you are, you can't get out of this not scarred. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I don't know, just something to think about. If you are listening to this, let me know. Send me some comments on Facebook what you think about people having daddy's money. I want to know. I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool topic, you know, because would Parker be where he is without it? I don't know. None of us know. You know what I mean? And would you be where Parker is with it?
No telling.
You know what I mean? That's because I know he works his ass off.
Yeah.
So it's a real interesting topic of discussion, I think. You may not think so. I think it's fucking interesting.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting. It comes up a lot. It's a trip when you're doing everything you can to make it. Like I said, it's more of a pride thing and something easy to poke at when your car's broke down and nobody's gonna help you come do it but you. So it could be sure a jealousy thing, more of a frustration thing, and just an interesting situation to be in as an individual, self-funded.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's like it's the equivalent of you have like a 1992 hoopty Chevy and you're pushing it down the highway because you ran out of gas, and then some dude in a Lamborghini like drives by. Some of them will laugh at you because you're pushing your car, but what happens if that guy gets out and helps you push your car? Then maybe him having daddy's money is not such a negative thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a weird. I think people are weird. I'm fascinated by people. I'm fascinated by the difference, the difference in way people handle situations versus. I don't know. Am I still high from last night? I could still be high from last night. That could be why I'm rambling about this shit. I don't know. So tell me about your music. What do you have out? And I don't want this to, basically what I want this podcast to be is just a cool conversation between two folks. I'm not worried about, I hate all these stupid questions like who are your influences, and because you have to answer that shit all the time, right?
Right.
On radio interviews.
For sure.
But like how many songs do you currently have out on like Spotify?
That's a good question. Like 11, maybe.
All singles, or did you put
12,
a record?
no, there's 2 EPs. First EP's got 5. It was 2018. Recorded that at Melody Mountain with Josh Serrato and Ben Hussey. And then
Josh is a badass.
He's sick, and it shows on that record. Better than anything I did on that record, that's for sure. And then 2020, I did one with Tyler and Cody Angel. You know Cody?
Mm-mm.
He's stellar. Yeah, I met him playing with Tyler at Freiheit there in New Braunfels.
Tyler
McCullum.
Oh, cool.
So we cut 3 there in Dripping Springs, and that was 2020. And then started going to Nashville to record. Cut 4 singles, I think 2021, something like that. Went back a couple months ago, recorded another 4. Cold in Kansas comes out at 11 o'clock tonight.
Tonight,
Yes, sir.
all right.
I'm excited about that one. We can get into that in a little bit. I'm very excited for that song. And then 3 singles after that we recorded. I'm playing the single game. I've had
Me too.
many debates with people about whether that's the right thing to do or not. But I think in today's short attention span market, you kind of need to. I don't know. And then we'll go back, hopefully here in a couple months, record another 4, and then I'll put all the Nashville tracks together and do like a full-length EP or a LP. It'll be my first full-length record.
Yeah, that was the first thing I put out was a record, and so it was 10 songs, and I have that full-length album out, and then I have a live album that I cut at Do-Si Do. It's out, so there's 2 full-length records, and everything else just been singles, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I have enough songs I could write. I mean, I could go and record like 4 records right now.
Yeah.
Probably. I could do like a Cody Johnson thing, double album.
Yeah.
But money, dude. Money.
Yeah, I got the songs for it. I ain't got the capital for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it boils down to, man. It's you need that funds. That's why I thought it was funny yesterday. So every year on my birthday, I go through and I make a Facebook post, and it's always the same thing. And it's a joke. It's a total fucking joke. And anybody that knows me reads it as a joke. But it basically says, hey, if every single person that follows me on Facebook gives me $1, donates me $1, I can finish my album. I do it every year, right? And then I put my Zelle, my whatever, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. I put all that on there. And I mean, 99% of it was laugh emojis because most of them knew I was joking. And then a lot of people sent me money. And then one douchebag had to get on there and be, give me shit about begging for money. And I'm just like, dude, you can't make it in this industry if you don't have people give you money. Or unless you, like you said, you can fund it through your day job.
Right.
Or if you got dual income or anything like that. But if you're out and you're touring and you're hustling, man, you need all the help you can get. And that's why sponsorships happens. It's not begging. I mean, I'm giving you a product all the time. I'm always on Facebook Live for free. I'm always doing all this shit for free. So if people want to donate their money, they can.
Yeah, 100%. We run a sponsorship campaign every year. I do a banner on the stage where they let me, and then a banner at the merch booth, and then I sell plots on that, and that's paid for a lot of the crap in that trailer.
Yeah, I got some sponsorships too, and that's always it helps out so much. I finally got my first monthly sponsorship where I get
That's cool.
where I get a certain amount deposited in my account every month, and I mean it's not a ton, but it's Barsh Automotive. Shout out Barsh Automotive. Love those guys.
Yeah.
They really take care of me.
They get you parts too?
I haven't had to use them for anything yet, but they towed me whenever I got my accident last year. They came and picked me up and took care of me. So they're good, dude. They're actually the ones, they actually sponsored the live album. So if you go look at my live album, the artwork is me being arrested in front of Dosey Doe. And you can actually, it's all drawn, and you see Dosey Doe, and then there's a record, like an old-timey record, jacked up, and it says Bar's Towing on it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was able to work their logo into the art, the actual album artwork itself,
cool.
and they fucking love that shit, dude. So yeah, so they're one of my sponsors. Then I have this knife company right here. They make these, but you can't see them. They make those. They make pocket knives, and he basically gives me a shit ton of knives, and I get to sell them at my merch booth.
Nice.
So yeah, got my face and stuff on it. The new ones have my signature on them.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So get the money any way you can, bro.
Amen, brother.
You know what I mean? Take pictures of your feet, like whatever you got to do, dude. Whatever you got to do.
I'll talk
She's
to
a
my
teacher.
manager.
She start peddling crack to her kids and shit.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that.
You know what I mean? How old do kids do you teach? 10. Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, so you find you some little demon 10-year-old, give them, say, all right, you got to go hump this crack, and you gotta give this to the other kids, and then give us, and then for their lunch money or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just to keep them. I mean, fuck, half the kids that are taking crack anyway.
She was a 6th grade teacher in Willis. I think they were definitely doing some of that there in Willis.
Probably. It's Willis. Yeah. Same as in Splendora.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. It's but with all the medication the kids are on these days, I mean, it's crack.
It's crack. Sell crack.
I mean, think about it. You're going to take a 12-year-old boy. Do you remember when you were 12?
I do.
Yeah, dick hard all the time. You know what I mean? You're trying to figure things out.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, little Jenny's over there in her crop top or whatever.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-oh.
Like, and you're trying to figure out if you're going to be in the band or if you're going to play football. You're just trying to figure out, like, okay, I know I got to get laid soon. What do I have to do to get laid?
Where's some crack?
And then you're going to take a 12 with that mentality, right? You're going to take a 12-year-old kid with that mentality, and you're going to put him in a fucking box for 8 hours a day and tell him he has to sit in a fucking chair and listen to a fucking teacher talk about shit he's not interested in.
I hear you.
And then you're going to wonder why our kids are all on fucking crack. Like, you know what I mean?
Hear you. Yeah, we don't plan on sending our kids to school. She's in the system, and it's that, exactly. Like, that's a trip to confine them.
It's the whole fucking thing is stupid. The whole process of school nowadays is fucking dumb. It's about money. It's not about education. It's about those school districts getting more money and being able to do more things and build. We're in Texas, so building bigger football stadiums and all that shit. It's not about fostering these fucking kids and like teaching them and making them educated and making them be the best they can be when they get older.
Yeah.
You know, because if that was the case, what we'd be doing is you'd be like back in the John Wayne days or whatever. You know, you'd be you wake up in the morning, you go plow the fucking field, and then when you get done, you go down to the schoolhouse for an hour and you learn how to do the alphabet or whatever, and then you go jump in the creek and hunt coons or whatever the hell they did back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all that energy, you got to get that energy out. I know my kid. I have a 13-year-old, and I mean, both of my kids. My oldest one's 24. And he was lazy as fuck in school. And what I don't understand is how you can go to school, especially high school, and not do anything for 8 weeks. Nothing. You don't have to do shit. You'd be failing for 8 weeks. And that 9th week, you go in and you work your ass off, and you pass with C's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You hadn't been out of school that long. What year did you graduate?
2018.
2018. Was it shitty when you were in school?
Yeah, I was. I did like a co-op through high school, so it was like college. I went like twice a week.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it was cool.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, I worked my senior year. I did the work program, so I only went to school every other day, and that's, to me, that's perfect. You know what I mean? Let's get these kids jobs at 12, 13 years old, and
yeah,
you know, let them go out and learn what it's like to lose and live life. Let them gamble at 12. You know what I mean? Let's get these lifelong fuck-ups over earlier.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm full of shit.
That's it. Sell them crack.
All right, so you got a song coming out tonight. What's it called?
Cold in Kansas.
Cold in Kansas. What's it about? It's about probably being cold in
It's
Kansas.
about being cold in Kansas. No. So I wrote it with a guy who was in the military. We played a show at Fox Theater in Hays, Kansas. You know where that is?
Yeah.
And we got done with the show. Her and I were together, but we weren't together in person, right? So we were, I was sad and lonely, and it was cold outside, so I kind of jotted down that song title and sat on it for like a year and a half. And then I was out on a pad one day, and it was my job to sign people in who came onto the pad. And one of my superiors rolled up, and he was jamming some Texas country. And I said, hey, you need to go listen to Luke Prater. And he said, who's that? I said, yours truly. He said, oh, no way, man. I'm a songwriter myself, like with BMI. He's like, can I pitch you some stuff? I was like, hell yeah. Of course, he's my boss, right? I'm like, of course you can.
Yeah.
And he was like, we should get together and write. I was like, yeah, 100%. And turns out he lived like 5 minutes from me. And so we got together and we were just going through our notes. And that was the song title that I had. And anyway, we got to chopping away at it. And I love the way it turned out. And then, like I said, he was in the military for like 20 years. And you'll hear in the song, if you listen to it, it's like it's a location and then like a descriptor about the place, like New Hometown, like Mike Ryan. Similar. And what's cool is any place, any location named in that song is somewhere I've either toured or he's like lived. So that's cool. Song about being sad, going all around, just the life we live, going somewhere. And I'm fortunate enough she gets to come with me and sell merch pretty much all the time. But there was a long stint of, and you know what it's like
Yeah.
you're far as can be, and they're home alone and can take a toll on you. So that's kind of what it's about.
Yeah, it sucks sometimes for sure, man. Especially when you're in a relationship that you fucking love each other.
Yeah.
And not in a relationship where it's like, fuck, I don't want to go home.
Right.
When you're in one of those relationships, it's like you're not gonna write any sad songs about being on the road.
Yeah.
But when what's funny about that is like the only time I can write a sad song these days is when I'm out on the road.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy all the fucking time. So I'm writing all these fucking love songs. It's disgusting.
That's good.
And I don't know. I need my old lady to go cheat on me or something so I can write a sad song. Babe, I'll give you a hall pass. Just make sure he's smaller than me.
I got invited to. I did the LJT like songwriter thing.
Yeah.
When I was like 16. And Martha, his daughter-in-law, invited me. They had like a pool party at his house, and I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And got a hotel, and I was 17. And
this is a weird segue. We were just talking about sexual things, and now you're like, is this going into an orgy story?
yeah,
It is?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Me,
All right.
Mike Ryan, and Larry Joe Taylor.
Hell yes.
And here we are.
All right. See, I knew. See, fame.
How'd you know? Who needs daddy's money, right?
Yeah.
So
You called LJT daddy. That's what it was.
I would. No. So anyway, I say all that to say, John Hollinger. Do you know who that is? He's a radio DJ. I don't know if he still is. He used to be up there. He was on Texas Homegrown Radio. Anyway, we were in Larry Joe's pool, and I'm sitting there like starstruck with Josh Serrato and Mike Ryan and like Dave Perez and all these guys, and we were talking about stuff. And anyway, John was like, man, I listened to your stuff and it's all happy. You need to get your heart broke. I was like, don't wish that on me. And anyway, not too long after that, I got my heart broken. That's where all the sad songs came from.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love, and then I was missing her. And that's where Cold in Kansas came out.
Yeah. You know what gets me in the mood to write some sad songs? Sometimes I'll watch a movie.
Yeah.
I'll watch a movie.
The Notebook?
No, then I'll just write another shitty love song. No, like Old Yeller or something. Marley and Me. Something that's just fucking like brutal.
I miss my dog.
Like put yourself through shit and then just, I don't know. I can get in the headspace. I'll sometimes I'll throw my headphones on and for like an hour I'll just listen to just like sad fucking just like John Moreland music, just sad shit. Yeah. And then it'll put me in the mood. But the only thing bad about that is then sometimes I can't snap out of that mood. So like I'll put myself in that mood intentionally so I can like I can produce. But then afterwards I can't get out of that fucking mood. And I'm like, fuck.
You listen to Rustin Kelly?
Yeah.
That's it for me. I can't. I have to be like in a certain headspace to.
Yeah, dude.
Listen to
that
it.
song Mockingbird is so good, man.
Yeah, it's a gem.
Yeah.
The
He
whole
was-
record.
He
the
was
Dying
married
Star,
to
Casey Musgraves.
Casey Musgraves. I was hanging out with I won't say any names, but recently I was in Nashville. I was hanging out with someone who's in that circle, and he said they had the most volatile relationship ever. It's like for 1 second they would be fucking fighting, and then next thing they'd be like fucking like right in front of everybody. They wouldn't give a shit. And so I don't know how true that is. So I'm just spreading rumors on the interweb about Casey Musgrave and Rustin Kelly. But his music is phenomenal, man. Way better than hers. Hers sucks.
I'm a big fan. Yeah, I love her voice, but I don't like.
Well, I think
I
what
like the
turned me off
sound.
about her is the first time I saw her live, and she was so pitchy, and I was just like, man, I can't. If you can't sing live, I cannot. I can't. I have no. I can't. No matter how good your songs are, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't be around you because. I don't know. I think anybody can go in the studio and make something sound good, and if you can't make it sound good live, then. And I know tons of guys that are like that. They'll go in the studio and put out songs, and they'll get #1 hits on Texas radio. But when you go watch them live, it's like pitchy, and you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
And like I really, really, really like hold myself accountable for stage for the way I'm live, way more than I do. Like when I go in the studio, dude, producers get so mad at me because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. That sounds good. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's always like, cool. That takes out. Yeah. Why are you making me sing this? That one sounds great. Let's roll. Because I don't know. I put 90% of my effort in the live show. What about you?
Yeah, I'd like to say I put 100% into everything.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
you can't do that. But
studio involved.
Yeah, it's a studio, man. I don't know. The studio is just one of those things where I'm just trying to get this idea out so the masses can hear it, but I'm never gonna play it like that live.
Yeah.
Never. I'm always.
What do you mean? You're not gonna play the studio version? You're not gonna? No.
No, when I go, so I mean, I pretty much produce everything I put out, and so I just kind of let the song take the life it's gonna take. Like I'm different in multiple reasons. One reason is I'm 45 years old, and I'm not trying to sell out stadiums. I'm not trying to become, Morgan Wallen or any of that shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm not beholden to the 3-minute song and the, all the things that most songwriters. I just do it for me. And so when I put that out there and I do those songs, then it's out there and then people like it or they don't like it. But when you come to see a live show, you don't ever fucking know what you're gonna get from me, dude.
Yeah.
We'll literally go from playing a Cody Jinks song to playing Beastie Boys song.
Yeah.
Just like that. And like never, or a Pearl Jam song. And then go into playing one of my sad, shitty songs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge fan of live shows way more than I am recorded music. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if I had the opportunity to set, there used to be a station on whatever called Palladia. It was HD live concerts 24/7, and it would be on all the time. I would sit there and watch that. It'd be full length concerts, and that's all it would be.
Yeah.
I'd much rather listen to that or listen to a live album than listen to a recorded record. But that's just me. What about with your songwriting? Like, what's your approach to songwriting? Are you more comfortable in a co-writing session, or are you more comfortable just writing on your own?
Probably on my own. I don't mind it though. 90% of my own songs are just me on the right. But
so you're not one of these guys that thinks you need to go to Nashville and lock yourself in a room to come up with a
no
good song.
No, I don't want to do that.
Well, then we can be friends.
Yeah, I don't care to do that. There's good talent for sure, but I don't know. It's all subjective anyway, right? All the music, so. Like
yeah, I just don't know how people that don't write their own songs can be called artists. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
like George Strait. First of all, he's the GOAT. He's the king of country. Dean Dillon. There, that's enough said, Dean Dillon. But I don't know how you can call George Strait an artist. He wrote one song in his whole fucking career.
Yeah.
Like how is he an artist? He's not an artist. He's a singer.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it's weird. Definitely like not a catch-22, but it's interesting. This should have its own division, right? Like
It is. It's
Like-
called Texas music.
Well, yeah, but like Cody Johnson, like 6 Strings, One Dream, like every song is a write or a co-write, right?
Right.
And I love every one of those songs just as much as I like some of the new stuff, right? And so, I don't know, it's interesting hearing him talk about it. It's like, oh, there's so much better talent in Nashville as far as writing. But like I said, it's subjective. Like, to me, I like Pretend or Texas Kind of Way just as much as I like Human or The Painter, right? But I like the old stuff more because I know that this guy is writing it from the heart, right?
Yeah.
Opposed to just, I don't know.
Yeah, like a song has to make me feel something if I'm gonna like it. I don't like this, and it's not even about the snap tracks or the auto tune, or it's not even about that. It's just I have to have depth in my songs if I'm gonna like it. Like I'm a huge John. You know who John Moreland is?
Mm-mm.
Man, if you're a songwriter, you've got to know. You got to check out John Moreland. He's like 500 fucking pounds, big old dude, but just a word smith, like phenomenal. He's got a song called "Break My Heart Sweetly" that literally kept a gun out of my mouth for like 2 years.
That's wild.
Yeah,
We'll check it out.
yeah. That's another good one, man. He's just so good as a writer.
Did we listen to him at the house?
Yeah, probably.
First time I got drunk in like 5 years was with Drew the other night at his house. And we sat there, him and I, she was asleep on the kitchen table. We're like, oh, we're just watching live videos.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so good, dude.
Yeah. He's like, I mean, he's on Isbell level when it comes to writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like on another fucking planet. So it's not really about, to me, it's not really about all the frou-frou-ness or whatever you want to call it that's on a track. It's about the depth of the song. Like, let's just take Morgan Wallen, for example. Like, that last 36 song atrocity that he released, it's like, there's not a single song on that entire fucking thing that has any depth to the writing.
Yeah.
It's just surface level, hey, look at me being sober, or look at me being drunk, look at me in my pickup truck shit. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And so it's like, it's hard, it's very hard for me to get into artists like that. But Hardy, on the other hand, like, he's got some songs that are fucking deep but sound more poppy than Morgan Wallen. But it's like this, I mean, he wrote a song about a fucking rock. Like, literally, I'm just gonna write a song about a rock. And you listen to it, and you just, if you're a songwriter, you're just like, holy shit, everything he's talking about has to, you know what I mean, has to do with a rock, and it's like, it's so deep. And you listen to Morgan Wallen shit, and you're just like, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. It's not a jealousy thing. I just do not understand what the kids like these days.
Yeah.
Like, take Taylor Swift. I mean, her 1989 album, that is a phenomenal fucking written record. That record is a phenomenal written record. And then the shit she's putting out now, it's like, oh, I'm just going to see how lazy I can get with snap tracks and say the same word 9,000 times.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's daughter will not stop listening to that shit. And it's just like,
Yeah, I haven't heard Taylor Swift in a long time.
yeah.
I haven't listened to
You're not
any
a Swiftie?
Not a Swiftie.
Why not?
Just haven't. Anything past Picture to Burn. I like all that stuff. That was all country.
Yeah.
Could I listen to country music? That's probably the better answer.
Well, the 1989 record, so Ryan, you know who Ryan Adams is?
I've heard him.
So Ryan Adams is like a producer, and he's got, I mean, he's really well known, and he's got, I mean, he's an artist too, but he actually covered her record from start to finish. He covered the 1989 record from start to finish and did it his way, and because he wanted to show how well written those songs are. She writes all her own songs.
That's cool.
And so I got, you know, I got mad props for that. But I think also when you get up into that Cody Johnson level and that Morgan Wallen level or whatever, Chris Stapleton level, when you get on that level and you're on the road and you're touring all the time, you don't have a lot of time to write. You have to start shopping songs. You have to, because if not, you can't keep putting out quality work.
Yeah.
You know, the reason we can sit down and write songs is because we're not on the road 150 days a year.
Right.
You know, 200 dates a year, sleeping in a bus, and, you know, playing a 2-hour show or a 90-minute show, and then last thing you want to do, I mean, if you're playing every night, last thing you want to do is pick up your guitar and write. So I get on a higher level why people do rights. I just don't understand when you're on our level why everything has to be a right. And there's artists out there that are like that.
Yeah.
So I don't understand it. I don't get it. But to each his own,
Yeah, so that guy I was telling you I wrote Code in Kansas with, Justin Potter is his name. He pitched me probably like 10 songs. I've never done an outside cut ever. Just haven't liked a song enough to be like, oh, I would love to. But he'll tell you, I can't sing these songs like at all, right? He's not a singer. He's not an artist. He's a songwriter. And so there's one of his songs that he pitched me that I recorded in Nashville. It's my only outside cut I've ever done. And the thought behind that was, this is too good of a song for somebody not to like do it justice, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I was at with that one, but I haven't been shopping for songs ever, and I've had a lot pitched.
Same here.
It's like, I'm good.
I have one outside song that I'm going to cut. I mean, I did a cover of Lucky, which is my favorite song of all time, so I guess that's kind of an outside cut. But Jody Booth wrote me a song. You know who Jody is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Jody actually wrote me a song, and it's called Me Too. And it's so good. It's just like I wrote it. So it's probably going to go on the new record if I do a new album. And yeah, I mean, stuff like that definitely happens. I mean, you're gonna run across stuff that's gonna be magic, right? But 36 magic songs,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I just
So much money. He's making so much money.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah. Me too, man. I would love to have his money. That would be cool.
I just think it's sick. I think Parker Ballin. I think Morgan Wallen. I don't know. I like it. I like seeing uber successful artists.
Yeah,
it's cool.
But Parker has depth to his songs. Like, he has depth to his songs. I mean, when you listen to his songs, you're not. I mean, maybe a couple of them, but you're just not. I don't know, man. When I listen to a Morgan Wallen song, everything that is wrong with this country comes out with his music, in my opinion. It's like a bunch of fucking sheep. I mean, think about it. This Stanley fucking Cup thing.
Whoa! You're getting into tricky territory there.
Let's
What's wrong with the Stanley Cup?
Nothing's wrong with the cup. I'm sure it's a fucking badass cup, dude. I'm sure.
That's just like your cup there.
But yeah, you know what? I don't even know what the fuck brand this is. Like,
what is it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
A Walla. I don't know. My kid bought it for me. But why do we fucking freak out over brands like we do, man? Over artists like we do? Like, why is Taylor Swift as big as she is? It's not because of her fucking music. Come on. Let's just be real. I mean, the last record she put out, I think every song's the same fucking BPM. So it's not her music, right? It's because she fell into that lucky sheep thing, just like I don't know, man, like back in the day with toys and the Stanley Cup thing and Buc-ee's. Like, don't even get me fucking started on that bullshit. Like,
we were just talking about it.
Buc-ee's.
Drew told me to bring it up. He said you hadn't talked about it on the podcast.
No, it's definitely. I think I've talked about it on every single episode of the podcast. My number one goal now, my number one fucking goal,
I did it,
is to be big enough, is to get my career big enough where I can personally make a dent in their fucking sales.
Well, we'll add to.
That's my driving factor.
We'll add to your disapproval, your dislike.
Do you have a Buc-ee's story?
A small one, yeah. Hannah will get a cup, just a regular cup for a fountain drink, and then put an icy in it because she says the paper cup sweats, right? And it melts faster, so she gets the styrofoam cup. And so somebody jumped her ass about, that's not for the ices, and had her throw it away. Instead of just like pay the icy price, they were like, you got to throw that in the trash and get the other cup. So, I mean, just wasted.
And it holds the same fucking amount.
It holds the same amount. So, I don't know. For what that's worth, you can add that to your lawsuit or whatever.
No, I mean, hey, listen. I'm not really that worried about it anymore. I think it's hilarious at this point that it's kind of taken its own thing. Hey, I did get some badass flashlights out of it for free.
He was telling us.
From Gorilla Light or Kodiak Lighting. And they're badass flashlights, dude. So fuck Buc-ee's. But like, I don't know. But I'm just talking about like the American Like, are other countries this way? I just wonder, like,
Worse. I
are,
think.
about things. Like, are people in England fighting over a fucking cup? That's not like
I'm
a
sure
soccer cup.
it's culture as a whole, right? They're like we're fad related, right? Or fad
Right,
centric.
and that's my thing. And so if you're one of these artists like Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs, or not even Luke Combs, more Morgan Wallen, if you're one of these artists that hits one of those fad things, then yeah, you're gonna fucking blow up, which is cool. But basically the Stanley Cup is a perfect thing of the music industry. Now the Stanley Cup thing is out. That little fucking, first of all, the Stanley fucking Cup is a goddamn trophy. The fact that they put out a thing called a Stanley Cup, fuck you, that's a hockey trophy. You thieving fucks. But that's beside the point. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. What I'm saying is why is it that we get so wrapped up in brands? Why like pants? Are you telling me that those $110 fucking jeans are any better than the $49.99 jeans? No. The only reason is because whatever tag is on it, right?
I don't know. You ever bought FR jeans?
No.
They're like $200 and they suck.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
first
and
of
then,
all,
so the flame retardant that's on them, you can't wash the jeans or the shirt or the jacket more than 8 times, or else all that stuff is gone. But you have to wash them.
unless a pair of jeans literally gets me off while I'm walking, I'm not paying $200 for a pair of fucking.
You gotta have them for work. You can't go on a pad if you don't have FR head to toe.
Oh, well.
So count the oil field out.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why y'all make so much money out there in the fucking oil field. That's what my brother does. He fucking rolls.
What's
dude.
he do?
He owns a motor testing company, and so he's doing fine.
Motor for what? Like rigs?
Yeah, he's doing fine. He has a place in Midland, a place in Conroe, and he just opened a place in Oklahoma City.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's rolling in the dough, and he won't give me any of it. It's
There's
fucking,
so much money. Hey, I've been there.
I'm just kidding.
I'm there.
No, I'm super happy for him, dude. He does. Every now and then he'll do something for me.
That's good. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, but he's like loaded.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I'll hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in the fucking Bahamas. Oh, was that a planned trip? No, I just flew down here for a couple days. Like fuck.
Yeah.
Right now, him and my dad are in Mexico fishing.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
The
that's
oil
not- See?
field. There's so much money in the oil field. It's insane.
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
nuts, dude. It's nuts what they fucking spend out there, dude.
Yeah.
I worked for NOV for 10 years, and it was the amount of money that we spent on deer leases and deer hunts and bird hunts is just, it's fucking mind blowing.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the shit hits the fan, they lay everybody off.
Yeah.
It's like, you probably could have took some of that money that you spent, maybe that $37,000 deer you let your customers shoot this weekend, that could have been somebody's fucking salary for a year.
Sorry. I talked to a guy. He was driving a crane the other day. It was 11 o'clock. He had gone to one job, got off at like 8, come to the job that we were on, wrote the ticket, was leaving. We were talking about this, like, God, we're just like peasants. We're just making hourly, whatever. He said, I've written $15,000 in invoices, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he's one of 2 cranes out there. There's like,
Dude, I've
16 hands.
I've spent that at a fucking strip club in one night.
That's good. I've never
Yeah.
never spent that much on anything.
Not my
ever.
money. Not my money. I'm talking about
Your
like
brother's money?
No, like like company money. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
yeah.
Take
Take
the company
customers
card.
out, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. Like 15 grand on titties. You're
That's
like,
crazy.
like that could have literally. That's 4 employees monthly pay.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, our company will like get lunch for like the whole crew, everybody. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
have
I don't know. What were we talking about before that?
I have a thing
Culture?
in-
Gays?
Culture, gays. We're talking about gays.
Yeah, you were asking about Taylor Swift,
Oh, gay.
right?
Damn, I think that might be the first. Homophobic thing that's been said on this podcast.
Who said it was homophobic?
You know what? I told you I'm very sensitive, and and I need you to not poke fun at
I wasn't poking fun. I
My-
was naming a category.
my friends that that like to suck dick. Like, don't make fun of them, dude. That's like, you know.
I support them. I think they should do more of it.
I agree. I agree. And I think all the closeted fucks just need to go ahead and come on out and stop hating.
Come on out.
That's what I think.
Come on out. Buy a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, buy a Stanley Cup. Fill it up with your jizz. How about that?
Do it.
How about that shit? Dude, don't, for real, can somebody explain the Stanley Cup thing? I just don't fucking
Well,
understand.
it's like Heelys, right? Like, can you explain Heelys? Like, they're a huge thing. Or like Crocs.
Yeah, but okay, back up. But Heelys kind of give you a purpose. They're kind of fun. They at least for the kids they are.
If you ask a white girl, a Stanley Cup is fun.
Okay, does it vibrate?
It could. Sure, it could.
I just don't. I understand why air fryer in general blows up, right? And I understand why a fucking cup this whole Yeti kind of style cup or whatever. I understand why that blows up. Mm-hmm. But why a particular brand? Like, what about that brand is just fucking triggered our dipshitness to the point where we're going to go get in fights at fucking stores over a cup?
Yeah.
How does that happen? And I'm not knocking it, but how do we make our music do that? Like, that's the real question. Like, how do we make?
That's the back road blue jean. I mean, that's a Luke Bryan thing that we talk about, right? Like that the cheat code in Nashville that they talk about is 808s and Snaptracks.
But still, you even take that, right? And what would you say is the percentage right now that's selling that are up there on that level, like the Luke Bryan level? What do you think the percentage of artists that are up there on that level is?
Of what? Of all artists?
Of all, like, let's just say country singers, right?
0.5%?
Yeah, 1%, 5%, maybe. Let's just say 5% just to say 5%. It's probably 1% or 0.5%.
Right.
Okay. Why is it that all of us, that everybody is on that undercarriage of the music industry, why are we trying to do the same thing that just this 1% is doing? Because that 1% that's up there didn't get there by fucking these fads. They got there because they went out and they hustled, they worked for it, they did it for a long time, and they hit the lottery, right?
Yeah.
But yet we have all of us artists that are like, oh no, you got to put out singles. They got to be 3 minutes. It's got to have Snaptracks. Got to have auto-tune. You got to go set up a microphone in the fucking woods and sing a song with perfect clarity while you're out in the rustic. I don't fucking understand either. Right. But like, why are we doing all that, chasing this 1% instead of just doing our own thing? I mean, I know a lot of us are, like I am.
Yeah.
Like, we should just be doing our own thing and hoping that the audience finds us. That's art. That's an artist.
Right.
But if you're sitting down and you're writing a song to your audience, like, hey, I'm gonna write a song about a fucking Yeti cooler, like, you're ugh.
Yeah.
Like, it's everything I hate about the music industry. So I guess that's the question. Like, what is it that we can start doing, like, to cut through the noise? Because there's 100,000 new songs uploaded to Spotify every week. Think about that, man. So what are the odds of you uploading a song that's going to take off? Probably less than the fucking lottery. Probably less than winning the lottery.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not trying to appeal. I mean, I think the only thing that you can do that's like tried and true and tested is like just busting your ass.
Yeah, work your ass off and be as real as you possibly can.
Meet people at your shows. Turn them into fans. They bring their friends. That's it. You have the lottery odds of something just popping, but I'm hiring a new guy to the camp, and I was just telling him like that we buy lottery tickets every time we release a song. Literally, that's the expression that I use.
Yeah.
Like, that's our lottery ticket that keeps us, try to keep us relevant. But we just keep doing what we do. We keep playing shows, but
it's so fucked up that you can't release music too fast. You can't, like, you can actually release music too quick.
Yeah.
Like, if you were gonna say, hey, I'm gonna release a song every week this whole year, I'm gonna release 52 new songs this year. Dude, your songs you're not gonna get any listens on them because you're not.
But then there's the opposite end. You can wait too long. So,
Yeah.
like you're saying, like, what do you do? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. All we can do is all we can do, bust your ass. And
But I don't hear, like, in your music, I don't hear that sheep shit. Like, I don't hear.
I hope not.
No, I don't. I definitely don't. Like, I don't hear that. I mean, there are some, dude. I mean, there's some that are my friends, and I listen to their music, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, your last song had a banjo in it, and this song has a fucking 808 in it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it once you're established. If you're like Co Wetzel and you're established and you want to put out a record that sounds a little different, or Sturgill Simpson or whatever, then I understand that. But if you're, you know what I mean? You got three songs out on fucking Spotify, and all three of them are completely different. How does that?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really feel any kind of way about that. I think it's like, because it's so hard and our odds are so low, I don't do that. That's not my vibe personally. 808s, Snapchats.
Yeah.
But if you want to cast a wide net, like, it might work for you. And what I'm doing might not work for me. So, like, I don't know.
Well, the odds are it's not going to work for any of us.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the odds are. You know what I mean? Because most of us are going to give up, because we're humping ass and working our balls off. Because really, just think about it. If we were to put as much effort, I say this all the time, if I was to put as much effort into anything else, it doesn't matter what it is, anything else, if I was to put as much effort into that as I do into this, I'd be a fucking billionaire by now. Or I'd be a VP. I mean, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? If I started a fucking lawn company tomorrow and I put in 10 years of the work that I put in, I'd own a whole fucking fleet by now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we just keep on. We're insane. If you think about it, we're fucking insane. It's insane.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm 45, dude. You're 24?
24.
Man, like, I'm 45 years old and I ain't got shit. I rent this room. I don't have a 401k. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't have shit. Everything that I have is invested in this thing. And so I'm watching all my friends go out and, we'll go on these deer hunts and these trips, and, I'm just sitting here fucking grinding for what?
Assets. You could liquidate.
No, I don't have. I mean, yeah. That's the other fucking shitty part about this industry, is that you dump $10,000 into a PA in a year. That thing's only gonna be worth $1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never gonna make back money on anything unless you buy like high-end guitars and get lucky enough to sell them.
Right.
But like, and that's another insane part about this industry, is that everyone in the food chain is making money off us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But us. Think about that, dude.
I was just talking about it on the way here.
Yeah, you're gonna pay $2,000 to record a song, no matter what happens with the song. You're gonna pay $5,000 to push to radio, no matter what happens on radio. You're gonna make $3,000 to do a video, regardless of what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and then your marketing and your video and your all this crazy shit. That's why I'm trying to do as much of it as I can. But and then we have to go out and play a show for $300, and we have to figure out a way to make all that turn into this thousands and thousands of dollars just for one song.
Feel you, dog.
It's hard, dude. It's hard. It's a tough industry. So, and you've been doing it how long?
Full time, like 6 years.
6 years. How many shows you play a year?
Acoustic and full band, probably like 100.
Oh, cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we did like 70 dates last year, full band.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even push the full band anymore, dude. I play like 1 or 2 a month, or 1 or 2 every couple months.
Yeah. I tried to. Hey, I got to take a piss real quick.
Yeah, knock it out. Knock it out. I'm sure that they're getting tired of hearing us talk.
Yeah. So we on radio or band stuff?
So we were talking about the new chart that's coming up. That's gonna be like a regional chart. That they're gonna. I know a lot more about it than I should because I've been kind of involved in a lot of the backroom conversations about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, what we're talking about is with the T3R chart, which is the biggest chart in Texas. It's still on a manually written in system, which means a radio station can say, "Hey, I played you 30 times. and actually not play you any, or play you 20 or play you 15, but not actually playing. You know, does that make sense? Not hitting that 30. They can. I'm not saying they are, because I don't want to get into that, but it can. And where I come from, if there's room for corruption, there's going to be corruption.
Well, and on the other end of that, there's somebody counting those, right? Manual entries.
Yeah. Well, and something I just learned about recently is this projected spins. And that's what's fucking nuts, because a station can go and say, okay, I'm going to project to play Luke Prater 25 times. But shit comes up throughout the week, and I have to do a news bump, or I have to do this or after that. In all reality, I can never get to those 25 times. I can only spin you 10 times.
Yeah.
Or 7 times or 6 times. And so, you know, again, I'm not accusing anyone of it, but if there's so much room for corruption, then there's probably corruption.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it.
There is.
But I don't want to go off on a big tirade about radio, because I think I've talked about it on every episode. But basically what I was telling him is, right now, the way it currently stands, in my opinion, the Texas Country Music Association, that chart should be the biggest chart in Texas.
Yeah. Because
it's digitally monitored. The owners, or no one in the office is a radio promoter. But on the other one there is. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yet, when you go to the awards show,
that's a trip, isn't it?
But when you go to the awards show for T3R show, it's anyone who's anyone in Texas country's there.
Right.
And if you go to the Texas Country Music Association, those people don't even bother to go unless they're nominated.
Right.
And so it's the perception in Texas is the T3R chart's the biggest chart.
Yeah.
But I think
that's kind of like grandfathered, though, right? Like, I think in time it'll.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Itself out.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what's happening now, is because you have these people that are starting to speak out about it, me being one, that are starting to really, really speak out about it, because I'm over it. Like, I don't care. Like, getting a number one does not affect ticket sales at all in Texas.
Yep.
B, the listenership in small market radio, like, the 3 songs that I pushed didn't really bump me up in fans or listeners or any of that shit on anything that mattered. So it's like, I don't care. So, you know, do whatever they want to do, but I'm going to call it out as I see it, you know?
Yeah.
But I also understand that other artists don't want to get in trouble. I had Paige Lewis in here, and she like kept diverting the conversation, because she's going really hot and heavy into radio right now. And she's a really good friend of mine. I love her to death, but I think right now you don't see a lot of the seasoned guys pushing songs to radio, because they know. Mm-hmm. And so it's just a way currently to take advantage of younger artists that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I know a guy with more number ones than I can count, and never wrote him a check with any of those number ones. Right, you get a little plaque or a little whatever, and it didn't do enough to sustain long term. Right, so that kind of had a effect on how I see the goal you're striving so hard for is number one. Okay, then what? It seems like it would be more glorious than it is. It's weird, too, in the position I'm in as just a Peabody, right? Like, you want to cover all your bases. You want to, get people in every freaking market that you can. But it's weird, too, to, like, I really don't give a shit, but I should. I need to touch base in every market. It's like, I don't know. There's a lot of things, marketing things that you do. It's like, I don't really care, but I should, just for the sake of base there. Like I said, casting a wide net. Like,
yeah, I think sending stuff to radio is definitely a smart thing. I think you should do it, but I think it should be done. You should upload it to CDX and CDText yourself.
Yeah. And
I think you should send out the emails to the stations that you know yourself, and you should go out and you should build those relationships yourself. So that way you know exactly what's
Did y'all talk before this?
No. This is just he knows how I feel because he listens to the podcast. Yeah. And I do not mix words about it. I mean, I have a certain feeling because I've seen it. I'm a results kind of guy, and I know guys that have multiple number ones that can't sell 20 tickets in Spring, Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
But I know guys that never had a number one at all that are selling out rooms that they in areas they don't even play in.
Right.
And so that's why I kind of, and also one of the ones that really, I always use the Shazams thing as an example or as a metric for me. If you have a song out to radio and you're getting 10, 15, 20 Shazams a day or even a week, what that means is you actually have radio stations playing your song. Because when are you going to Shazam something? You're going to Shazam it if it comes on the radio and it doesn't read on your thing, and you're going, who is this? Or you're going to Shazam it if you're at a bar and it's on a jukebox, right? Those are really the only two times you're going to Shazam anything. I mean, when or if maybe something comes on a movie, maybe you might Shazam it, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think
mostly
I ever
it's
have.
going to be, I haven't either. It's going to be because it's on the radio or it's going to be in the jukebox at a bar. So you can go in through your Apple Artist thing and you can look how many times, and I'm telling you right now, I've said this before and it disgusts me. I spent $25,000 marketing Ride With Me. 25 fucking grand on one song. That's just marketing. That's not recording it. It's not the video. That's just fucking marketing. It got up to it got up to number 48 on the T3R chart. It was in the middle of the chart, 60 to 40, whatever. For so long, it was the 135th most played song in Texas in 2022. Okay, that's cool, right? You're like, fuck yeah, that's pretty badass. How many number ones, how many number twos, how many number threes are ahead of me? But I'm on the 135th because it was on the chart for so long.
Yeah.
You know how many total Shazams I got for that during that whole promotion? 16 Shazams for the entire thing. You're talking about a song that's the 135th most fucking played song in Texas per the chart, right?
Right.
16 total. Back to Texas never even hit the T3R chart. Guess how many Shazams I got on that? I was getting like 19, 20 a week.
Wow. Yeah.
So fuck those charts. They're not an accurate representation of who's actually playing your music.
Yeah.
You know, so
I agree.
But-
I've got a interesting approach to that.
Yeah.
That went out this morning. So.
You burn some bridges?
No.
Oh.
Not yet. We'll see.
Have you used a promoter before?
Yeah.
You have.
I have.
Yeah, the whole $5,000 thing.
Yeah.
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 It's weird, isn't it?
Disappointing for sure.
It's just weird. It's fucking weird that I'm going to give someone $5,000 to do something regardless of the results of what they do.
Yeah.
That's really
crazy we're talking about this. We talked about it the whole way here, and then that's the only thing she's heard me talk about for the last week is radio.
Well, I think it's because we're told, you're told amongst your peers and you're told by the industry that you have to get on radio. You have to be on number one.
Well, there's a ton of them who are like, Texas radio's outdated. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, only worry about Spotify. And I think honestly, it should be, Texas radio should be the small majority of what you're worried about. Because I don't want Texas as a, I don't want to be confined to Texas.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to do whatever I can to be outside of Texas. Not that I don't love and appreciate that I can make a living here, but I want streams in freaking Nebraska. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's why Dusty Motes, I'm telling you right now, I know a lot of people have their opinions about him or whatever, but Dusty did my last one, and him and I did like a bro deal. But I think he's charging like $1,500 to do a promo, right?
yeah.
But when he does a promo, bro, your shit gets promoted around the whole world.
Yeah.
He does not. That's what's fucked up. What's fucked up about Texas radio is you got guys that you pay them $5,000 and they only push the T3R chart. They only push those stations. They only call those stations. They only send your stuff to those stations. They're not worried about anything else because that's their cash cow.
Yeah.
Oh, I can get this guy number one on T3R chart. I can get him number one T3. It'll be in Billboard magazine. Like, whip-de fuck. Nobody looks at magazines anymore either, bro.
Right.
Like, nobody gives a shit.
And in the small little corner of Billboard.
Right. So it's like, but if you can get a guy like Dusty Motes for like $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever he's charging, don't quote me on those numbers, and he's sending it out to the whole fucking world. I mean, I got a number one in Australia this year, like from him.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my songs were being played everywhere, and so you got to find guys like that. You can't find these guys that are I'll tell you, Ed Spacek is who I used this last time for Ride With Me, and fuck that guy. Like, it's just terrible. It's terrible. I mean, every time I would try to get like, hey, what about this? Well, don't worry about that. They don't report to the chart. Like, what? I want every fucking station I can get playing my song, regardless of whether they report your shitty chart or not. Like Nick Russo is over the Bull and KIKK, right? Well, the Bull is he hates it that I say this, but it's a pop country station. And then KIKK is like the Red Dirt, you know about that? Like the HD3 station. So but every now and then he'll play on like a Sunday night or whatever. He'll play my song on the Bull, which is cool because like millions more people hear it, right? But that doesn't get reported to the charts,
right?
Because they're on like the Nielsen rating thing on that because they're like a real station. So yeah, if you look at the last 17 minutes or the first 17 minutes of last week's podcast, that's what I talked about, man. I was like, first of all, I explained to like just the general public the difference between radio, national radio, and Texas radio. And Texas radio is like small market radio or national radio. And if you get your songs on national radio, you're going to get fans because millions of people listen to those stations.
Yeah.
But to get your song on a small market radio station, you're not getting millions of people listening to that shit. You know what I mean? So what are the odds of you actually making real fans from it?
Right.
Very little. But Spotify's fucked up now too.
Mm-hmm.
There a few years ago before the labels had their claws in Spotify, yeah, you could get lucky and get your song. I mean, I don't know if you ever have or not. Got a song put on a playlist, on like a official Spotify playlist. But now, if you're not a fucking signed artist, you have no chance, little to no chance of getting put on one of those playlists.
Right.
Unless you're an independent artist that was already getting on those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're Co Wetzel before he got signed, if he put something out, he's gonna get on those playlists.
Right.
But guys like me that haven't ever got on one, the odds of me getting on a playlist, regardless of how good the song is very, very, very small now. And so the only way you can really make fans is you got to get out and you got to fucking play in front of people and you got to shake their hands. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to be personal and you got to do these podcasts. These podcasts are huge, bro. You have no idea how many opportunities have opened themselves up to me from me going on people's podcasts.
Yeah.
Like so many opportunities. Opportunities you would not fucking believe just by going on a podcast.
Yeah.
And so, the Gotta Love Texas Music. Have you been on the Gotta Love Texas Music podcast? Those folks, they're staying at my house tomorrow night.
That comes out when? 29th, January 29th.
Yeah, and what's really cool about that is once you're on that podcast, what I would do if I were you, start reaching out to other artists that are on that podcast, because what it is, they've built like this fraternity, and it's really cool. And like if you've been on that podcast, you're part of and I've never seen a podcast that's done that, where it's like a brotherhood now, and we all go, like I'll go up there and we'll all hang out, and I'll go play in like a Rockwall or something up in that area, or like Deep Ellum or something, and I'll have 10 or 15 different musicians come out and see me play.
Right on.
All because of that podcast.
That's cool.
So you got to get out and do that. But I know guys that, nope, I got 6 straight number ones in Texas radio. I've done all I can do in Texas. I guess it's time to move to, but they can't sell 10 tickets at a show.
Right.
Because nobody likes them, because you're boring and you're not personal, and you don't hang out, and you know what I mean? You don't hang out with your fans. You got to hang out with your fucking fans.
100%.
You've got to. I mean, Garth Brooks is a fucking genius at that shit. That's why he does this every now and then, this dive bar tour. Because he knows he's got to get out there and be with the people.
Right.
But yet you got these guys that are, yeah, you might be a Texas legend, but nobody really knows what you look like. You know what I mean? But I played a show with Casey Donahue, and he walked through the whole crowd and just walked around and was watching all the opening bands of the festival, and nobody fucking, you know what I mean, rushed him.
Yeah.
So why is it
I hear you.
it's just weird, man. It's a weird fucking industry, dude. But it's fun. That's what the worst part about it is. It's 23 hours of working your balls off for 1 hour of fun. If you really think about it, that's what this industry is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get that 1 hour on stage or 90 minutes on stage where you're in your happy place. For me, that's my happy place. But all the shit that it takes to get to do that is just insane It's insane.
Amen, brother.
So, I don't know. I can rail on this shit all day long. I'm pretty sure people are tired of hearing about it. We won't talk about radio anymore. Fuck radio. That's the way I like about it. But I tell you what, man, I have so much mad respect for Linda Wilson. She's the one that runs the Texas Country Music Association. I have so much mad respect. All this shit that's going on right now with these charts, and you know, Mark Sebi posted I don't know if you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He posted a long fucking diatribe about Dusty and Brian, whatever, for stealing intellectual property and starting this new chart and all this shit. And then Dave Smith, you know, I haven't heard anything about him, but there's somebody else that works for them that's losing their shit and sending bad text messages. But Linda the whole time is like, nah, I welcome. I talked to her on the phone for like an hour the other day. Like, no, I welcome all. Like, why would you get mad because another chart's coming out?
Right.
Unless you got something to hide.
Yeah. They should be like correlating, right?
And first, fucking Mark Sebi. By the way, this opinion should not reflect in any way on Luke Prater. But Mark Sebi, he's one of the most fucking irrelevant people I've ever met in the fucking industry. Like, you have 18 stations that report to your chart. 18 internet radio stations report to your chart. Like, why is that? Why is that relevant at all? I could probably start a chart tomorrow and get 18 stations to sign up for it. 18 stations.
What is a new chart? Like, educate me on that.
The new chart?
Yeah.
I don't know what the name of it is. I can't remember. As soon as they start really ramping it up, I'll get more familiar with it. But it's basically going to be run similar to the Texas Internet Radio chart. It's not digitally fingerprinted like the Texas Country Music, but it is AI driven. So, you know, from what I understand, they have to have the metadata and everything exactly right, or your spins are gonna be off. So whenever if you're gonna send songs out, you need to always send the same file to every station, because if it's off by just a fraction, if the start time is off, or if anything's off, then it won't pick up that play.
And so it's going off of stations or spins, like.
It's going. Right now, it's going to be stations. I think he said he already has 60 stations signed up, but they're going. It's going to be regional. Like he's up in Kansas. He's going like all over regionally.
What's up with Texas music pickers? You know anything about?
I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, I went to the website the other day and it was like not on. Like it was like offline.
I mean, most of those things, dude, are fads. You know.
Well, what made me say that? They had the Spotify chart for a while. They were tracking. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason I asked. I don't know if it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean they
similar to
did. I
that.
know Mason had really, really good luck with getting on with those guys. I mean, I think that's why Drifter got up to 2.5 million, is because of them initially being on those charts. I mean, listen, if you can get on one of those independent, you know, I think that's more of the way to go now. Anyway,
Independent what playlist?
independent playlist.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually working on one right now where every week I go through and I listen to my release radar and I pick my favorite songs and then I release it. And so I'm releasing it every week and I'm trying to get more people to subscribe to it.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I leave my song, my current single, I'll just leave it at the top of it, and then I put on all the new songs.
Yeah. No, we had good luck. Smith got us. They pitched it to Apple. Single Before Last Home was one of mine. They got it on Don't Mess with Texas, which is a big playlist on Apple, and that got us like 250,000 streams, and that one has more streams than any of the other ones that I've got. And then the right one, that was my first like legit single that I had. I want to say it was like Country Rebel or something. It got on one of those. It got me like 100,000, which is good, but
Yeah,
it's
I've
crazy.
never been put on one.
It's crazy.
Mm,
That's like I don't know, it's either that or freaking TikTok. It seems like those are the only two like spins that are only things that are gonna get you streams, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can pay for streams. That always works good.
Yeah.
You know, I did it once. I mean, I just did like a small little thing, and then DJ with Smith Music hits me up and he's like, "Hey man, just gonna let you know that 9,000 of the streams on that song, they're not gonna pay you for. They're fake spins." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, whatever." And you know, Spotify issues a warning basically saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
I know one artist that got his stuff taken off for 2 years off Spotify because he did that.
Yeah.
And really, and somebody posted, I can't remember on Facebook today, I read it and said, if you pay for fake spins, you're only cheating yourself.
Right.
And he's true. I mean, that's really, really true. I get it that you want to get those numbers up. I'm around, I go between 3,000 and 4,000 monthly listeners. That's where I'm at. And I'm always there all the time. And so every now and then drop into the 2,000s if it's been a while since I released something. But for the most part, I stay around 3,000 and 4,000. But those are all real listeners. Those aren't fake listeners. You know what I mean? But hey, I know some people that are up in the 100,000 monthly listeners still can't sell tickets. So I think that the industry's starting to get to be aware that those Spotify numbers don't mean shit either. Yeah. Like the talent buyers and the bookers, I think they're starting to realize that doesn't mean that all that stuff doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at somebody yesterday who has like over 1 million monthly listeners, and I went to their Instagram and they had less followers than I do.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So how, how, you know what I mean? Like, how does that work? I don't understand how that whole thing works. How are you on the whole social media thing? Good, bad, not good. You pawn it off to him, make him do it.
No, I don't. I should. No, I try to be. Pretty fair about it. Especially like we got a big week this week. We got 3 shows next 3 days, and then we got the single comes out tomorrow. So it's like there's a lot to feed off of there. So it's been pretty easy the last month to blast stuff, right? But
yeah. So I made a deal with myself 2 months ago that I was going to post on social media 10 to 15 times a day. And since I did that, I've had 3 posts go viral. So I think the only way you can really get attention on that is you just got to post.
Consistency.
Post. Yeah. And I schedule most. So the night before I'm laying in bed, before I can fall asleep, I usually schedule the next day's all my posts.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll knock that out. The only thing is TikTok still doesn't have a schedule. You still can't schedule anything on TikTok. So TikToks I have to still manually do, but I don't really give a fuck about it. Dude, I'm 45. Like, people that are on TikTok are not watching 45-year-olds do shit.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. It's pretty crazy. Some of my coworkers, they watch that shit all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I get
grown men watching other grown men.
I don't know if they're watching other grown men. They're probably watching some fucking
probably a little bit of
18-year-old
both.
girl shake her titties. Is what probably.
My whole feed, any of my reels or anything, she was just like laying on my chest. We were watching them. All of my shit is like tools and like drywall and like
that's funny.
Fixing cars. She's like, wow, that's stupid. All of mine is teacher stuff and whatever.
Mine's all like music. Everything is like it'll be like somebody on The Voice or something just killing killing a song or.
Oh, I love mine. Mine's always just some Asian on an auger, doing something.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I need to start looking at other shit. Or you know what I really like is I like the police chases.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of the police chases videos pop up on my shit. I love police chases, dude. I think every police chase should end with a death. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think they should have like a rocket launchers or something.
Yeah.
Fucking take out the whole. Yeah, I think if you run from the cops, you're the dumbest person on the planet.
Yeah.
Like. I don't think there's anything more dumb that you can do than run from the police.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting away. like unless it's one of these situations, and I've done this, where it's like you're driving and you're like fucking going like 90 and you pass a cop and it's nighttime and you exit. You know what I mean? I always exit and try to go to a store or something and see if he's going to catch me. I've done that. I understand. All right. Because whatever. You just exit and went to the store. Who gives a shit? But if you actually engage with the police and then run, you're a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Can I say that word? I don't know if I can say that word.
I'm offended.
Are you?
And I'm sensitive. And we talked about this before the podcast, and I don't appreciate that.
I thought I was the sensitive one.
This is a sensitive podcast, Jeff.
This is a very, very sensitive podcast, bro.
Obviously. Retard.
Retard? Oh, that's fucking funny. I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and he says it all the time, so.
Yeah. I listen to him, too. We listen to the end of the Protect Our Parks on the way here.
Dude, it's so good when those guys do that. I'm listening to the Charles Wesley Godin episode.
I just told them to listen to it. It's like motivating. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. The Jelly Roll one was a good one. a lot of I'm really big into stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is by far my favorite art form.
Yeah.
I've done it a little bit. I'm not good at it at all, but I got a lot of friends that do it. They tour the world doing it, and I mean, stand-up comedy is just to me it's one of the most vulnerable things you can do on a stage with a microphone, because it's just you and the microphone and your jokes.
Yeah.
It's not, at least with us, you can, if you got a shitty crowd, you can hide behind the guitar. You can go into just playing your favorite songs that you want to do, or what you can do things. You're not too worried about it. But if you're a comedian, you're out there on that island with just you and the microphone. You ever go to any stand-up shows?
No, I went one time in Austin. You know who David Ryan Harris is? Oh, brother, you need to check him out.
Sounds familiar.
He's an artist, and he's phenomenal, and he gets chalked up to being John Mayer's like third rhythm player, but he's phenomenal as a songwriter and a guitar player and singer. But went to go see a show of his one time at this like shady little club in Austin, and the back patio of this venue. It was the weirdest venue I've ever been to either. I don't know. I'll try to find the name of it to send you so you can go. It's cool. It's like behind this like rock. There's a rock wall behind the bar, and then on the other side of that's the stage. But there's like a back patio area. Anyway, the back of there was like all these like crackheads doing stand up, and
Hell yeah.
it wasn't funny at all. Maybe it was the crowd. I don't know. But it was like shitty little PA. All these dudes are doing like 2 minutes. Or whatever.
Open mic kind of thing.
But we watch Kill Tony every Monday, so.
Yeah, Kill Tony's great.
So I'm kind of a connoisseur.
Who's your favorite of all time? Favorite stand-up comedian of all time?
Oh, that's a good question.
What'd you say, Drew? Bill Burr.
Huh? She likes Nate Bargatze.
I
don't know, dude.
That's all clean. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, why? Because he's all clean?
Yeah, fuck clean comedy.
Yeah, okay.
I can't do it. I don't understand it. I grew up on Prater.
Throwing a wide net.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. I grew up on Prater, so I never understood like Foxworthy or the clean, like keeping it clean thing. I don't know.
Probably Shane Gillis. I mean, everybody thinks he's the funniest, right?
Hilarious. Louis C.K. is my like goat. Like he's my funniest of all time. Had he not asked a couple girls if he could jerk off in front of them, he would be probably one of the biggest comedians on the planet right now. But he had to kind of start his career over because he pulled his winker out in front of somebody, or he asked them permission if he could do it, and whatever. I don't know, but. Not all me too.
Who hasn't, right?
Yeah. Who hasn't pulled her dick out and been like, hey, you mind if I just jerk this in front of you? You don't have to touch it. Just, look disgusted. I'll get off to that. Yeah. But he's great. But,
I don't know.
But take Eddie Murphy, for example, who I think Eddie Murphy might be the best stand-up comedian that's ever walked the face of the planet. But, and then he just went clean and went to shit.
Commercial.
You know what I mean? Like Dr. Dolittle and that kind of shit. But take it back to like Harlem Nights and
Raw.
Dude, I watched Raw the other night. Man, I got stoned and watched Raw, and that purple ass tight leather whatever he was wearing. Dude, that thing is so insane.
Yeah,
so insane. Him and Pryor, and I don't know. I love stand up comedy, man. I've had 2 comedians on the podcast, and I want to definitely have more because it's just such a good time. The way their brains work.
Yeah, Cam Patterson. I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Ron White's, I mean, he's another one, dude. I don't know, man. There's some really good stand-up comedians out there. But I don't like, I mean, Bill Burr's funny. Like, I never liked Dane Cook at all.
No?
No.
Dude, my brother got ripped one time. We were like 14, and he had something about the Kool-Aid Man. Kool-Aid Man busted through the wall. What the F? My dad's going to kill you.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, you don't like Dane Cook. So anyway, my dad found it on his iPod one time and threw his iPod in the trash. He was like, you can't have this on there. What are you listening to?
Yeah. And social media is even fucking that art form up. Like, that's what sucks. Like, social media is fucking that art form up. I mean, now, my buddy, he goes all the time, and now when you go, instead of every now and then you'd get a heckler, now because of Matt Rife, now everybody wants to be a part of the show.
Yeah.
And Matt Rife, he's genius at crowd work, but he's not that funny at stand up.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, he's all right, but nothing. Did you watch his latest special on Netflix? I mean, it's worth the watch. But I fucked up because I watched Chappelle's new special and then immediately watched Matt Rife's special, and that's like, you know what I mean?
Black and white.
Yeah, that's like watching listening to Chris Stapleton sing and then listen to Morgan Wallen sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably if you did it on the other way around, I'd probably think it was more funny.
I hear you.
Matt Rife should be the opener. I shouldn't have let Chappelle be the opener for Matt Rife that night. Is what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So what do you got coming up?
We're fixing to go to Do-Si-Do.
Have you played that room before?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool. Really cool.
Room.
I remember watching Sean McConnell on like the real music thing.
Yeah, I did that.
And being like, man, that's the coolest venue ever. And then getting to play there. We got to play there with Scotty Alexander last time, and that was like, it was bucket list for sure. I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, it's hands down my favorite venue to play. I've sold it out a few times. It's I don't know. I'm kind of in a tiff right now with them, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Fair enough.
I got to get it resolved. Me and Steve, the owners, got to get it resolved. Not really a tiff. I don't think he knows I'm mad, but I need to send him an email.
I wish you the best.
It'll be fine. Whatever. If I got Sawyer Park.
That's a cool room. We just played there the other day.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night.
Nice.
Birthday show.
Nice. Happy birthday.
I hope we sell more tickets than last year, but I don't know if we will or not, man, the way the economy is right now. Not to mention, I'm playing Sawyer Park. Randall King is playing Rowdy's, which that happened last year too, but both places were just fucking packed. Mike Donnell's playing 403 Eats. There's a CCR tribute band playing Main Events. Bag of Donuts playing District 249. So there's like all of this music going on within like a 10-mile radius. So
that's a trip. Yeah, I wish you well.
If I had some more number ones, I could sell more tickets.
Hey, or maybe not. You never know. We got the San Antonio Rodeo coming up next month. We got a cook-off thing we're doing. I don't know. Go to LukePratermusic.com. Tour dates and
LukePratermusic.com, is that where everything's at?
Yes, sir.
Are you really good about keeping your calendar and all that stuff up to date? I am terrible.
Yeah.
I do mine like once a month, and then I'll get on there and be like, fuck, this show's not on here, this show's not on here, that show's not on here.
I'll do your calendar, you do my social media.
I don't think anybody else wants me to do their social media.
I don't think anybody else wants me to do their calendar, so that's good.
Yeah, I think I would love to do another artist's social media just for like an experiment.
Yeah.
But it would have to be the right artist, one that's not a pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not saying you're a pussy.
I hope not. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it can't be some sensitive little bitch that's like, no, man, you can't post a picture of your dick on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want any of that shit.
That is a sensitive little bitch thing to say.
It's funny, man, because I catch more shit from my throne thoughts than anything else, and I think it's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go sit on the shitter, and I'll just take a picture of myself, and I'll do, like, a random throne thought.
I like it.
And, dude, man, people get so butthurt about shit, dude. It's so funny.
They do.
Like, you can't even see anything. Did you see the promo video I did for Sawyer Park?
No, sir.
I'll show you when we get done out of here. Did you see it? With me on the shitter? Dude, it's so fucking funny, man. It's so funny. And I kind of played a little dirty on it, too, because I asked Maddie for approval at like 2:30 in the morning. I knew he was going to be drunk.
It's like, I don't care.
He was like, yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome. Left my ass off. That's hilarious. So, well, we can get out of here, man. I could talk all day. So if you got anything else you want to talk about, we could talk about it, or you can get the fuck out of my house. Either way.
Fair enough.
You're going to Do-Si-Do, man. That's going to be a fun time. And you're playing with
Clay Hollis.
Clay Hollis, dude. Have you played with him before?
I have.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
He's cool.
Yeah, I've only met him once. He stopped into our show at Rowdy's one time, and I think he was playing the South Rowdy's, and we were playing the North Rowdy's with Shenandoah, I think.
That's cool.
And so he stopped in. I think he had to meet with Charlie Diggs or something, and I don't know. But he's real good friends. I know Clay does a lot of stuff with Matt Castillo and Danny Davis and those
Danny.
guys. Yeah, Danny's
What's
a
up,
good
Danny?
dude, man. Love Danny.
I like Danny a lot.
I talked to that motherfucker on the phone the other day. I'm not even kidding, dude, for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, he's dope.
Like, I'm pretty sure we're going steady at this point. Like 3 hours with a dude.
Yeah, he's
With a-
cool.
With a dude. Like 2 dudes in their 40s talking.
He's balling. He's got it going on.
Yeah, he does, man. He's a cool dude. I really wish that venue would have taken off a lot more than what it.
I think it will.
I think it will.
I talked to Luke the other night for a good while after the show, and they've got their finger on the pulse of everything happening in a 10-mile radius as far as like residential.
I love Luke, dude.
Oh, they're both so cool, man.
So the first night I met Luke, I was railing on an artist. I won't say who it is, but I'm talking about fucking railing. Fuck this guy's fuck. Comes out to being one of Luke's best friends.
Oh wow. He's just like, yeah.
No, we hit it off. We had a great time that night, dude. And I've hung out with him a few times since then. So no, everything's cool.
That venue's so good though. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just a matter of time, right? What I'm getting to, or what Luke was getting to, is there's gonna be like 10,000 homes in like a 5-mile radius of there,
Right.
and so it's just kind of a waiting game.
Like
they
Henry's
got their,
Hideout. Henry's Hideout's opening back up. The one out in Plantersville, close to where the Renaissance Festival is. They shut down. They've probably been shut down for 10 years. But
That's a honky tonk.
Yeah, it's the horniest place in Texas. Got all the deer horns hanging from the ceiling.
Right on.
They're opening back up because same thing. There's like 10 or 15,000 new homes coming into that area. So
Yeah.
so somebody I know just bought it and they're going to open that back up.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel bad for all the money they spent this year, but I think they'll make it back in the long run.
Yeah, and I think their construction business does pretty good.
I think it does
So
too.
I think they're fine.
Yeah, I think they're all right.
I don't think he's making any money off Matt though.
Love you, Danny.
I love Matt, dude. Matt's so good too, man. Like he's really good. So I wish I could find it. I tell Danny all the time. I was like, I wish I could find a Danny.
A Danny. Yeah,
Man,
me
if
too.
I could find a Danny, I would love to. I might even like date a Danny if I could find the right one.
Yeah. Make the switch.
Date a Danny. There should be an app. We should start a website, Date a Danny, and just devote it to Danny Davis.
All right.
What do you think?
Man.
I mean, it's not JeffCanadaSucks.com, but it's pretty good. You should get you some Luke Prater Sucks shirts.
all right.
See how they sell.
Fair enough. The guy who does my merch lives like 2 minutes from here.
Oh yeah.
Ink Sounds.
Oh yeah, Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, he's a really good friend of mine.
Does he do your stuff?
No, already had a previous arrangement before he started that company.
Yeah. He's solid, dude.
Yeah, he's great.
Turnaround is like stellar, and
And he's a
pricing's
really good
legit.
dude, man.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I met him when he first moved here, and he came out to see me play, and then we hung out. I think he did some studio stuff with me, and that dude would practice more than anybody I've ever seen in my life on
Really?
guitar, dude. Like
he's got his whole little setup in his like storefront.
yeah, dude, just
legit.
like sit there and just fucking. I'd call him at 3:30 in the morning. Hey, what are you doing? I'm practicing. Hey, what are you doing? I'm practicing. Hey, what are you doing? I'm practicing. And that was back when he was playing guitar for the Slags, I think. But he's phenomenal, dude. He's a phenomenal guitar player.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and he's just a good dude. Good family man. His wife's like super smart. She's like a scientist.
Something she does like something medical equipment. She sells medical equipment because he's got a bunch of badass road cases in the in his storefront. I was like, "What are these from?" He said she orders equipment, medical equipment. I guess she sells it. I don't know.
Well, she
Probably
was
getting it all
before COVID. She was like a scientist that like specialized in blood shit. So I don't know. I haven't really talked to him in a while, but yeah, he's good. Ink Sounds, y'all should definitely check them out. I used Quick Ink Teas is who I used. They're right here too.
Cool.
And their turnaround's pretty good, and I just have a good deal worked out with the owner of that company. So
Right on.
well, cool, man. Have fun at Do-Si Do tonight.
Thank you.
Don't say fuck on that stage. You'll get in trouble.
Normally don't.
I always do. I got on video. I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told some ladies to shut the fuck up last time I played there.
There you go. Nice.
It's on the live album.
I'll check it out.
You should. It's pretty good.
Where is it at?
On the live album on song number 3 or 4 on the intro.
All right. We'll go listen to it.
So I'm recording a live record, and everybody knows it. We've told them about it, and I'm setting up my song "Needle and Thread," which I wrote about my mom. I wrote it literally while she was in hospice. That's when I wrote the song, and this lady's phone rings, and I'm like, it totally just fucking threw me off because I'm like, I'm pouring my heart out to this audience, and it's like 250 people there, you know, and so I was like, all right, I'm trying not to be an asshole, but can you turn your phones off? That just happened. Chad Prater was there, so I was like, hey, Chad, it's hard not being an asshole. And we kind of had a little bad. That's on the record, too. The very fucking next song, dude, I'm doing like this finger-picking intro, and this same lady, her and her friends are just sitting there yapping. Just and I just like, I was like, listen, you don't have to give a shit about my music. That's fine. But my band spent 3 months getting ready for this record or for this show. These people all paid $20 a piece to get in to see me play and tell these stories. So if you could please just shut the fuck up. And then the whole crowd went fucking nuts, dude. It was great.
I like it.
It was great. I have a video. I'll see if I can find it. We did like a little professional video of it. And I posted it on the
market.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the kind of artist that would ever do that. Like, I wouldn't pull a Miranda Lambert and do that shit at like a big show or at a like Sawyer Park. I'm not going to tell people shut the fuck up at Sawyer Park. But like, man, if you're in Do-Si-Do and you're in a listening room and you're recording a live album, have some fucking respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I did it. But I'll show you the video. So I need to show you that video, and I need to show you the promo video for tomorrow night.
Fair enough.
It's pretty good.
Hell yeah,
do you do
bro.
promo videos or no?
I do.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
How's that? You do it yourself?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I've gone through a pretty good little crash course Premiere.
Yeah, that's what I'm using too.
Yes, sir. You can do everything. You can make a movie on there if you want to.
Yeah. And now they have an AI thing for this, which is fun. It used to take me like 8 hours to edit a 2-hour episode. Now they have this AI thing. You go in and you put your cameras in there, and you just hit go, and it edits it down.
Oh, how cool.
And automatically goes to the microphone who's talking.
That's awesome.
So now I can edit a complete episode in like 45 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. I do everything through Adobe. I do all my like promo pages, whatever, all the flyers and all that I do through Adobe and Premiere. Audition's pretty legit too. It's like comparable to like Ableton. It's pretty cool. You use it or no?
Nah.
You should.
Nah, I use GarageBand for what I do because I'm not really recording a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
If I want to record anything that's like professional, I just go down to Josh over here at 150 and I'll just get an hour of studio time or 2 hours of studio time and I'll just knock it out. That way, because he knows he's an engineer. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He'll knock everything out for me, and then I'll get it back and I'll listen to it, and then I'll start sending out to my musicians that I like to track stuff. Like, I use Walter Cross for drums. I use Brian Sowell for all my guitar stuff. But actually, I'm using Eris too on some stuff. So that's usually how I do it. And then I'll get everything tracked, and then I'll send the stems out to somebody to get them to mix and master them. I used for Back to Texas. I used Lyndon from Wilder Blue, the drummer for Wilder Blue.
He's dope.
Yeah,
they're all dope.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen them live?
Yeah, I played with them. It was cool.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
like,
phenomenal.
Is there anybody better in Texas right now at a live show?
I don't think so. Not any more talent on one stage than.
I mean, I was saying Shane Smith is there because they're fucking insane live. But I think Wilder Blue, as far as talent goes, I mean, the harmonies and just everything, just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happens whenever you don't have one person's name on the T-shirt and you put a band together of all like-minded individuals instead of being, cocky fucks like Luke Prater and Jeff Canada.
That's it.
My name's on the T-shirt, bitch. Shut the fuck up. You don't have an opinion.
That's it. That's what I say every
show. Do you hear that all the time?
In the group chat. Yeah. That's how it works,
My name's on the fucking trailer. Yeah. For sure.
There's nothing on that trailer. The paint is wore off of that trailer, as a matter of fact.
Dude, my trailer is loud as fuck.
This trailer needs to go. I'm wearing it into the ground, but
I need to show you mine.
It's done me good.
Mine's wrapped. It's badass. Yeah. Yeah, it's rad, dude.
Sick.
Yeah, Bull Prince. Shout out to Bull Prince for doing that for me. Not for free, though. Hey, Bull Prince, take that back. I'm not giving you any shout-outs till you do it for free. I'm just kidding, man. Cheeto over Bull Prince is phenomenal. If you ever need anything wrapped, dude, hit those guys up. They do great work. Great work.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, buddy, let's get out of here. I'll let y'all get out of here and go play y'all's little show.
My little show.
Don't you like
Thank
that
you.
when people say
I
that?
love it.
You and your little band. I hate that fucking shit. like you and your little band or your little show or what do you do for a real job? Oh, you motherfucker. I fucking hate you.
Fair enough. Thanks
All
for having
right.
us, man.
Yeah, man. Anytime, dude. I'm sure we'll do it again.
Yeah.
I'll try to have this out pretty quick. I can release them a lot faster now. So, this will be the next one coming out because I haven't done anything else.
Sweet.
The one I was supposed to have Bubba Wesley in here on Monday, or Tuesday, but the weather was bad, and so we rescheduled. So I'm shooting 2 this week and 3 next week. So
Awesome.
this will be the next one to come out. So probably next week.
Cool.
Cool, man. We'll keep killing it, dude.
Thank you, brother.
Nice to meet you finally.
Likewise.
All right, later.